friends. Today is my December TBR for the Merry Bookmas Readathon. And yes, I am aware that my pumpkins are still out, but it is still November, and I for one will let fall linger as long as possible. But doesn't mean we can't still be festive for this. This readathon has 12 prompts, and I have distributed those prompts to cover 4 books for December. So here they are. I'm going to start with the only book that I'm going to be reading next month that I actually already own. So I'm only going to be painting one book this month, but I'm excited to read all the books that I'm going to be reading, which is a lot different than how November has been going. So I'm okay with that. So we'll start with the one book that I already own, and that is A Curse So Dark and Lonely by Brigid Kemmerer. This book covers 3 prompts. One is a partridge in a pear tree. Read a book that has either a bird, a fruit, or a tree on the cover. I know those are technically thorns on the book there, but that one branch looks like a tree, so I'm going to interpret it as a tree. The next prompt this covers is Don't Judge a Disability by Its Visibility. So read a book that has disability representation. This book is as far as I know, this was a book that I randomly bought, so I don't know too much about it. But I do know that it is a retelling of Beauty and the Beast, and one of the main characters is a girl with cerebral palsy. And third is Last Bookmas. So read a book that came out in 2019, and this book did. The rest of these books are books that I am most of them I'm getting from the library, but I am going to buy one book, and that is The Invisible Life of Addie, LaRue. I've actually already bought it. I'm just waiting for it to come in. I think you kind of probably know what this book is about. Addie LaRue in, like the 1700s in France, I think, where for whatever reason she makes a deal with the devil for eternal life, and a result of that, or his trick of that, is that yes, you can live forever, but every single person that you meet will forget who you are. And the only way to break that is for someone to remember your name. And I have been wanting to read this book so bad, even well before it came out. So I did allow myself to buy it, but that's only because of this readathon, and that's because it fills a prompt. And actually it fills 2 prompts. The first prompt that it fills is my favorite thing. So read a book about your favorite trope. I'm going to modify that a little bit. It is a book that I have been wanting to read for a while, a book that I think might become a new favorite, and so we're going to use that for that prompt. And then it also covers Underneath the Tree. So read a book that is gifted to you or that you gift yourself, which is why I allowed myself to buy it, because I am gifting it to me. Okay, the next 2 books I'm going to be getting hopefully from the library. The next one is Before the Coffee Gets Cold by Toshikazu Kawaguchi. And this book covers 2 prompts. The first one is Baby It's Cold Outside. Read a cozy book. This book's premise is there is a little coffee shop in Tokyo that if you sit in a special chair, it allows you to go back in time for as long as it takes for a cup of coffee to get cold. So it just seems like a very nice, sweet, cozy read. I believe it covers or follows 4 friends in this coffee shop, and each one of them travels back in time sitting at this coffee shop to say goodbye to loved ones or to see someone for the last time, things like that. So I'm really excited about that. It just became available in the US, I think on November 17th, and my library did order it, and I am on the list to get it from the library, and I'm number 1 on the list, so I'm hoping that I get it before the end of December. So let's hope I can read it there. I should, since I'm number 1, but we'll see. And the last prompt that this book covers is Happy Kwanzaa. Read a book by a person of color. And then lastly, we have the group book, which is The Deceivers by Kristen Simmons. This book covers a few prompts as well. One, it's the group book, which is the prompt, I want to wish you a Merry Bookmas. It covers the prompt, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, read a book with red on the cover. And it covers the prompt, all I want for Christmas is you. Read a book about a romance or a friend group. I don't know much about this book. I believe it's somewhat dark academia. It's set at a school, so I'm assuming there's going to be some kind of group friend type situation. But Goodreads actually had it listed as a romance, so I'm going to count it as that as well. But I'm not entirely certain that it is or not, but let's hope that it is. Right, so there is one prompt that is not necessarily a book to read, but it is, I'll be home for Bookmas. So read a book in your favorite cozy spot. So I will read books in a cozy spot, so that would be that prompt. There was one prompt that I don't have a book for, or that I couldn't make it fit, and that is, I have a Little Dreidel. Read a book involving a game. I don't own any books that are involving games. There aren't any books on my TBR that I want to read that are about games. So I don't have a book for that prompt. But there is a bonus prompt that it doesn't say that I can and it doesn't say that I can't, but I'm going to use that bonus prompt to replace the prompt that I couldn't get. And that prompt is Good King Wenceslas, which is to gift someone your favorite book or gift someone a book that they've been wanting. So, because I guess I'm a terrible human being, I don't know. But back in the middle of lockdown, so back in April, late March, early April, there was someone on Instagram that we follow each other, and they were doing a sort of book swap thing where you post to your story, here's someone's information, send them a book, and then you post it on yours, and so they send you a book. And I, of course, went along with it. And so I have someone's information that is looking for me to send them your favorite book. And I bought that favorite book to send to them. I even have the box to put it in to send it to them. But I have not yet actually sent it to them. And that book is Oral History by Lee Smith. Lee Smith is one of my favorite authors, and Oral History is one of my favorite books by that favorite author. So I have it, and I will for sure send it this month to cover all of these prompts. I thank you so much for being here and hanging out with me, and I hope that means I will see you soon.